Hey, it's Adrian, and today I'm taking a look at the NuPhy Halo 65 mechanical keyboard. Now, I've previously reviewed the NuPhy Halo 96 and 75. Both are wonderful keyboards, well built and beautiful, and the NuPhy Halo 65 carries on that tradition, just in a smaller form. I'd like to give a big thank you to Keybase Tech for sending out the Halo 65 for an unbiased review. Keybase Tech is a NuPhy authorized partner, so if you're interested in picking up any of NuPhy's keyboards, check Keybase Tech out, especially if you're in Canada. They offer fast and free shipping. Now let's take a closer look at the NuPhy Halo 65. In the package, we have the NuPhy Halo 65 keyboard with a handy removable dust cover. We also have additional keycaps. We also have a keycap switch puller, additional switches, and a braided USB Type-C to Type-A cable for wired mode and for charging. We also have a manual, some stickers, and we have a list of keyboard commands, and if you flip it over, it doubles as a poster. I also have an optional set of shine-through keycaps generously sent by Keybase Tech. The Halo 65 is the smallest out of the Halo series, and you can see that it's actually the same width as the Halo 75, it's just that this top row of F keys is missing on the 65. I asked Keybase Tech to send the black version of the Halo 65 because I have the white version in the 75 and 96, and I have to say that the black version is really beautiful. The contrast between the black and the white keycaps really makes it pop, and actually I think the black may look a bit better than the white version. Even though the Halo 65 is much more compact than the Halo 75, it still has a pretty impressive heft, coming in at around 2.2 pounds or 1 kilogram. I have the matte black version, but it also comes in a white version as well. The top is an aluminum frame and the very bottom is this ABS plastic. Now you can see where the top and the bottom meet, there's a really cool halo light effect that wraps around the entire keyboard. There's also a really handy side light to help show things such as caps lock and pairing status. The keycaps are double shot PBT and they're NuPhy's own KOP style of keycaps, so they have rounded corners and a flatter profile. The rear of the keyboard has a USB Type-C port, and that's used to charge the keyboard up or to use it in wired mode. There's also a switch here to turn the keyboard off, put it into wired mode, or put it into wireless mode. On the other side, we have the USB wireless adapter if you're going to be using it in the 2.4 GHz wireless mode. While NuPhy could have left these elements here just black or white, they've chosen to match it to the escape key, and that's just the level of detail you find in their keyboards. If we compare the Halo 65 to the Halo 75, you can see that there is a switch missing to switch from Windows to Mac mode on the Halo 65. The rear of the keyboard has 4 rubber feet, which are nicely color matched to the other elements on the keyboard. We also have 2 stage adjustment feet, and these can be angulated to 5.5 degrees, 8.5 degrees, and 11 degrees. We also have the NuPhy logo nicely embossed on the rear of the keyboard. We also have the NuPhy logo nicely embossed at the top right corner as well. So yeah, overall this is just a beautiful keyboard. No matter which way you look at it or from which angle, there's just always something going on with the design. You know, they have this nice type of rip texture going along the side here and at the bottom just to keep things nice and fresh. But yeah, let me know what you guys think below. You know, do you prefer the look of the black or of the white version? I mean, coming from white for a lot of my products, the black just really stands out to me. The Halo 65 is a 65% layout with 67 keys, which are double shot PBT. They are hot swappable, it has N key rollover support, there's multiple RGB modes, connections are with 2.4 GHz wireless, Bluetooth 5.0 or wired, there's a 4000 mAh built-in battery, it's compatible with Windows, Mac, Android, iOS. I've been enjoying the typing experience on the Halo 65 with the brown switches. I normally don't go for tactile switches, but it kind of reminds me of when I used to use, you know, kind of older style keyboards where you had that crisp type of response in terms of sound and the ways the keys bounce back. The keys have nice travel distance and there's a little bit of a tactile bump as you bottom out. So that's something you may enjoy or may not. I don't mind it at all. Coming from my experience using the Halo 75 and 96 for gaming, the Halo 65 is also an awesome option for gaming, especially with the brown switches and the N key rollover support. The sound profile of the brown switches is definitely a bit more crisp and sharp, especially when compared to NuPhy's Ghost Bar, which has more of a dull type of noise. So you can hear there's a pretty big difference between the brown switches and the noise that the Ghost Bar produces. Now that may be something that bothers you or something you may not even notice. For me personally, I do notice it quite a bit when I'm going from typing here and I'm pressing the spacebar. So I think in the future I would probably pick switches that are a bit more muted sounding to kind of complement and have an overall even sound profile. Now, if you don't want to use the ghost bar, NuPhy also ships with a standard spacebar in all of their keyboards. So here's what that sounds like. Wobble is there, but it's pretty minimal, and in no way does it affect the sound coming out of this. So you can hear pretty much anywhere I press on the spacebar is just an even type of sound. By the way, if you're finding this review helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. It really does help me out a ton, but let's get back into the video. While the Halo 65 doesn't ship with shine-through keycaps, I've gone ahead and replaced the right side of the keyboard with them just to give you an idea of what you can expect if you went ahead and bought the optional keycaps. The Halo 65 features north-facing LEDs. I've gone ahead and cut the lights just to showcase the RGB, so it's really easy to modify. If I hit function and the down arrow, I can just lower the backlight brightness so they're completely off, and then function and up to put the brightness to the max. Now I can also change the primary colors by hitting function and right, and it'll cycle through the preset colors till we go back to the rainbow mode, and I'll just leave it right there. Now to cycle through effects, we would hit function and left, and you could cycle through a bunch of different effects here. Now we can also change the speed of the effect by slowing down or increasing it. We can also modify the sidelight by hitting function, question mark, and left, and we could cycle through a bunch of different effects. Now what we can also do is to increase or decrease the brightness. So function down will cut it all the way, and then function up for maximum brightness. We can also modify the halo light that wraps all the way around the keyboard by hitting function, H, and the corresponding arrow keys. So let's take a look at that. NuPhy's console software is really easy to use, so you can see right now it's in the lighting tab. We can also switch between different profiles, but in the lighting effect, we can go ahead and switch any of the modes we like. We can have it set to random color, or we could pick a preset color of our own choosing. We can also change the brightness, the speed. Now if we go to the next tab, which is key setting, it's set to default. We can also go to keystroke, multimedia, or macro. Now if we wanted to rebind the key, we would hit this keyboard icon right here, and we can go ahead and rebind. We can also go into macro, and if you mess anything up, you can also easily just hit restore, and you're back to where you started. So pretty easy to use. If you're going to be using the keyboard on a Windows computer, you could hit function, X, and S, and you're going to see that update right there. And on a Mac, you could hit function, X, and A, and you'll see that update there as well. You can connect up to 4 different devices, so you'd hit function, Q, W, and E for Bluetooth device 1, 2, and 3, and then function R would be to enable the 2.4 GHz wireless mode. Pressing function and the number keys gives you access to the multimedia controls. However, if you hit function, X, and F, it switches it so that you could use these as the F keys. To check battery status, you would hit function and the pipe key, and you could see up there that the color changes, and that shows me that I have between 20 to 80% battery life. To stop your keyboard from entering sleep mode, you could hit function, X, and C, and to enable it again, you would hit function, X, and V. If you always hit the Windows key by mistake while gaming, you can hit function in Windows to disable it, and the side light indicates that change, and function in Windows to re-enable it again. If you're looking for a 65% layout keyboard, this is probably one of the best options out there, and it's not really going to require any type of modding. You just take it out of the box and it's good to go. So if you're interested in the Halo 65, check out Keybay Tech's official website or check them out on Best Buy Marketplace. And if you're in Canada, they offer really fast and free shipping. Also, let me know what you guys think of the Halo 65 in the matte black, or do you prefer the ionic white? I'm usually a fan of, white or light colored keyboards, but now that I have the black version in front of me, it just looks so sharp with these contrasting colors. And as always, if you found this video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing, and check out some of my other keyboard reviews if you're interested. I'll see you in the next one soon.